evening. It's so nice to see so many patriots in one place. I have been a long-time Bostonian, born and raised, and up until December of 2020, we now live in the mean streets of Alton, New Hampshire. We can open carry, or constitutional carry. It's great. And if you're ever up in my way, you want to do some shooting, do some ice fishing, we got a place to put you up. We're going to have a great barbecue on July 4th. So I'll send out an email. And by the way, I have a sign-up sheet if you'd like to get on our email list. I'll just pass it to someone here. And here we go. Just pass it around.
You got a DJ now?
What's that?
You got a DJ?
We do now, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. We also have a brick oven in the back, so it's great. Lots of woods, a lot of privacy. So anyway, Camp Constitution is a New Hampshire-based charitable trust. We were founded in 2009. And we started off by just having week-long family camps where they learn. We have some great instructors and a lot of great fun learning about the Constitution, our incredible history. We have an incredible, remarkable history. We have the greatest nation in the history of the world. And we have our blemishes, that's true, but I'll match the United States to any country in the world. We also have a publishing arm. I've got some items back in the back. One of the things we have is a little reprint about eugenics. The real white supremacists, the leftist white supremacists. And it's called Eugenics in America and the Education and the Making of a Black Underclass. We've got some of them. We have a great website with all these resources, a YouTube channel, a radio station. I'd love to interview some of you guys about your group, so we'll exchange business cards. And we also have, in addition to a week-long family camp, will be from July 17th to the 22nd. At the Singing Hills Christian Camp in Plainfield. We have a ladies' weekend retreat coming up in late April, and we have a family retreat right by Lake Winnipesaukee in late fall. So all that information is on our website. But what gave us some international notoriety is this Christian flag lawsuit. Now actually, I have a little Christian flag. Is the flag at the table? I had it right there on my table, somewhere right there. So you know what I'm talking about. There we go. Just hold it up. That's the Christian flag. And I was interviewed by ABC recently, and one of the reporters said, there's been some people saying that the Christian flag is a sign of white supremacy, because somebody carried one into the horrible January 6th insurrection, and I said, it was invented by a couple of Sunday school teachers in Coney Island back in the late 1890s. The idea that it was like white supremacy was probably the last thing on their mind. But that's how insane the left is. There was also a so-called Baptist organization. You may want to write this down. It was called The Man Behind Shurtleff v. Boston. And he went to the website. He asked me a few questions, and it was a real hatchet job. I love it. And spent a lot of time going out to Super Happy Fun America because of my connection to it. But it was great. So you can find that online. The Boston Globe did an article on us last Monday. And I have to say it was very fair. And you can find that, go to their website. They had a picture of our campers and some of our adults shooting on the range at the camp in New Hampshire. And one of the young men, he was an Israeli model. Yes. And so the reporter asked me, he said, what does he have? I said, I'm really not sure what it is. So he got to me, it's an automatic. I said, and I found out, no, it's a civilian model. And in fact, it's owned by our camp doctor, who did volunteer work for the Israeli Defense Force. He did triage work, So anyway, so the article was very fair, but there was all the comments from the leftists, and they're calling us the Christian Taliban. I kind of like that, They'll probably leave us alone if they think we're a bunch of crazy Christian Taliban.
Do it.
But anyway, what happened was back in 2017, I wanted to raise the Christian flag on Boston City Hall Plaza to commemorate Constitution Day. I was motivated by an inner city pastor in Boston. He invited me, Pastor Bruce Wall, he invited me to participate in a prayer meeting at Mayor Walsh's office. Now, Walsh had nothing to do with it. And in this meeting, there were blacks, there were whites, Hispanics, Asians, the true church, which is very diverse. And we prayed for our leaders. We didn't pray for one party over the other. We prayed for peace and safety, which is what Christians are supposed to do. And I thought, we need to have more of a presence. So I thought, what better thing is to raise a Christian flag on the City Hall Plaza and have a nice ceremony. We were going to have a historian talk about Boston's rich Christian history, Reverend Stevie Kraft. We were going to talk about the need for whites and blacks and others to get along. And we had one of our instructors who's from the Sudan, who's now a U.S. citizen, was going to talk about the blessings of liberty as a U.S. citizen. And we would deny. Now, the City Hall Plaza has a public access flagpole. And on their website, they changed it since then, but they said that any group can apply. And we actually raised the Gadsden flag about 2014 without any issues. So anyway, it took me about maybe a month and a half. I got the final, they said, no, separation of church and state, that Christian flag. And they said, you can fly any other flag you want. I said, no, you want to fly this flag. Well, you can bring the flags, but you can't fly it on the flagpole. I said, how can you have a flag raising ceremony without raising a flag? So, Liberty, so anyway, I sent out a news release after I got the official no. And ironically, in the email of the official response, there was the city seal. The city seal has a Bible verse. And it's on the city flag. It's from 1 Kings. But it's in Latin, so most people don't know, but it's there. Anyway, I get a news release. Not one member of the media in Greater Boston took any note, could care less. But a friend of mine said, Hal, get a hold of Liberty Counsel, which is a Florida-based legal team. They took the case within 24 hours. They sent a demand letter, and they didn't answer to that. Then we filed a lawsuit in 18. In July, they made news all over the world. Most people said it's frivolous, you're not going to win, you won't go anywhere. We lost at the low level, we lost at the district, we lost at the appeals. We went to the Supreme Court in June of last year, and the Supreme Court, now you need 4 justices to take the case forward. We got the Supreme Court to agree in September 30th of last year, and on January 18th, we had the Supreme Court heard our case. And we went down there the night before for a prayer vigil right in front of the Supreme Court. We had a beautiful rally the morning of, including there was a congresswoman from Missouri, Vicki Herzl. She just they deplatformed her because she dared say that men should not compete against women in sports. And I think she's going to become a U.S. Senator. She wanted to be there. She knew all about the case. We had focus on the family there. We had a lot of our own people there. And then we weren't allowed in the court, but we were able to hear the argument. And my goodness, the city's lawyer did us a favor. They hired this Boston Brahmin, law firm from the 1850s. And even the liberal justices sounded like they were on our side. So the city has already discontinued the practice of flying the flag. And if we do win our case, and we do expect to win it, they will probably not have any more. But that's okay. In hockey, when you tie, don't you get 1 point? You still get a point. But it's not about the case so much about the flag. It's going to set a precedent. And that's why the left is crazy about this. They really don't like the idea of any kind of Christian in the public. And many Christians are more than happy to accommodate. Oh, I can't use that school building for a prayer meeting because it's a separation of church and state. That doesn't exist. The First Amendment does not say separation of church and state. Not in it. Right? It says that Congress cannot establish a religion, nor deny the free exercise thereof. And Massachusetts had a Christian congregational church up until the late 1820s. Not that we want one, but the First Amendment did not stop that. It was people in the state saying, you know what, we got this one wrong, we're going to change it. So, got a few more minutes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hallelujah.
So, what's that?
I said hallelujah.
So, anyway, so I do recommend if you go online, it will say Shurtleff v. City of Boston. That has all of them. We had 19 amicus briefs, including 12 attorney generals from around the country, not Massachusetts, right? We had, even the ACLU came out on our behalf. You know the old saying, a stop clock is right twice a day? Yeah. We had the Department of Justice, or should I say the Department of Injustice, also, and they were there defending us. This is the Obama administration. Oh, are we missing the State of the Union speech? Oh my goodness, we better hurry up so we can listen to it. That's the last thing I want to listen to, brothers. Against us was the National Council of Churches, no surprise. Freedom from Religion, no surprise. Let's see, the Anti-Defamation League, no surprise. We had 9 attorney generals, including Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Delaware, and of course DC, which is not a state, and it will never become a state. Thank you very much.
No.
But we're optimistic, and this proves that you can fight City Hall, and you can win, defeat City Hall. This is a great organization. And by the way, in that article, the man behind Shurtleff v. Boston, I think I made a reference that I think somewhere I was sort of like the ideological inspiration for the Super Happy Foot America.
You were.
I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that. so thank you very much for having me, and you have some material in the back, and we'll be talking later. God bless.